Hey, welcome to another video on sports facts and sport news on YadaCulture. But before we go into the video, make sure you do not forget to like, comment, share, and subscribe.
Hi guys, welcome to another episode of Sports Facts and Sport News on YadaCulture. And it's another amazing episode of Analyse Sport. And as you guys can see, I'm not a lone ranger. I've chased away my friend. I said I want to undo this all by myself, and that's what I'm going to be doing moving forward. But on today's edition, I have two amazing special guests, people that are very dear to my heart. But before we go into that, before I ask them to introduce yourselves to you guys, I want you guys to please go back, take some steps back, like our videos, please comment on our previous videos, share to your friends, share to your family, share to your foes, and put a love emoji there. And to kick off our show today, I call on Immaculate.
This is Immaculate. Happy to be back here. Yeah, thanks for having me. Hello.
And then my second guest, my personal person, day one, day zero. So let's hear from Shay.
Hi everyone, my name is Shay, and it's good to be on the podcast.
Thank you for coming. Thank you so much. Don't worry, I'll send muffins to your house address. Let's start with the present Euros competition. I mean, everybody has been having one or two things to say about England performance so far. I was having a conversation with Idris, I think earlier today, and I was telling him that I think that everyone is having their doubts presently over the way England has been performing, how they've been having, I won't even call them okay results, right? But I was telling Idris this afternoon that I have a very, very funny feeling. The same feeling I had when Portugal won the Euros in the year 2016, the 2016 edition. It's the same feeling I'm having with England. So what do you guys think, though, about England chances? Let me start with Immaculate, please.
I don't think they've done anything different or that anything different or that the outcome will be different. I think it's going to be the same thing. We're going to have moments of brilliance and all of that. And same old England. I'm not expecting much.
So, Immaculate, you're saying you're not expecting much from England. You mean generally, or what do I mean in the sense? I mean, are you agreeing with people that are saying that England will not go far in the competition? Is that what you're saying?
Yes, I quite agree. And even if they do progress, I don't see them winning Euros. There's a lot of, from each of their games so far, there's always been like a clear lack of, like call it tactics, or there's just something wrong with the way they are playing. And for a competition as tough as where you have France, you have Germany, and you have even Portugal and a couple of others, I don't see how far they get with the current style or the current pattern. So yes, I agree.
So far, what team has excited you?
I would say Germany. Germany is doing pretty well considering that I think their last
drew with Switzerland.
Their most recent outing in the international space hasn't been very good from like the World Cup outing and all of that. But I think they've been pretty decent. Although personally, as like preference and bias, I don't want Portugal to be. I'm a Ronaldo girl. Oh yeah.
Okay, so you're a Ronaldo girl all day, every day. That's good. So let me move to let me move to Shaido and ask him. Let's speak more tactically now, Shay. Do you think the way England are playing has to do with Gareth Southgate's approach to those games, or do you think it's the selection of players that he's using that is maybe causing them to have, I mean, the kind of performances that we've been seeing them display?
All right, I think in my whole opinion, I have two factors that actually contribute to the way England are playing currently. The first thing is I think Gareth Southgate made a mistake dropping James Maddison. Because if you study the England game, you discover that that creative link is actually missing. It's actually very missing. And for you to have a striker like Harry Kane, a very good goal pusher, you need someone to feed in with goals. And the second factor that I discover is actually that majority of this England guys, they are overworked. These are guys that have played 37, 38 league matches, excluding cup matches. So these guys are worn out. And this is the time you should give the French players chance to turn up. So I think, in my own opinion, if you had gone with someone like James Madison, I think you will fix that missing link in this current English.
But I don't want to disagree with you though. There, you mentioned the fact that England players are overworked. I mean, we have a lot of players from the Premier League as well, from other countryside that are also playing well. I mean, Germany has Kai Havertz. Portugal has Bruno Fernandes. I think Bruno Fernandes only missed about I think 3 to 4 matches for Manchester United all season, and I don't think he has not been exceptional, but okay. You want to say something?
No, yes, I want to say something. We have to go into the figures. We have to go into the figures. England has the larger percentage of the Premier League players. Like majority of the players, take away Harry Kane, take away Jude Bellingham. Majority of all of them, they are English players. So I think that contributed. When you're talking about Germany, you only have just Kai Havertz or maybe one other player, and we have other players to complement. We all know how rigorous the English Premier League, or many coaches have been complaining about this over the years. I think that is and that is affecting the team currently.
I quite understand the angle of fatigue setting in and the fact that they've not had enough time to rest. But we would see that even in the World Cup, like the just completed World Cup 2022, England had a very not a very good outing as well. So there's a managerial problem as to how he's using the players. I mean, he started the tournament playing Trent, I think, in midfield, and that's not quite his strong. So we have a lot of issues going on there. There's him trying to play Saka, I think sometime before now, not on the video, out of position, and a lot of experimenting going on there. And I think he's had like decent time to get his tactics right. He has the players, they have the quality. I just think he's not like utilizing it properly because we see these players play for their respective teams and we see what they deliver. So I think there's highly like a managerial problem in terms of his tactics and with business players.
Okay, so
I think I will agree with you on that. But I really want to pardon me, very sorry. I want to remember when Klopp was playing Arnold in the midfield. A lot of us really complimented that no, he's really fits him in the right peg.
so that's no. Let me allow you to speak, please. Let me allow you to speak, please. I mean, you guys, you are really making me. You are making my work easy. So please, go on.
I was going to say that Trent at Liverpool is quite different from Trent. Like the players, like the people he has on his team in Liverpool is quite different from the players he has in England, and that chemistry and all of that is required to blossom. For instance, if White was playing for England at right back position with Saka obviously on the right, definitely the outcome is going to be much better because they already have like they spent a lot of time together playing that thing. Each person knows what the other person is going to do, and it makes the outcome much better. And if you see like you have players who play that position properly on your team, why experimenting? I mean, I don't know. I don't know. I really don't know what Southgate is thinking. Oh, good luck to them.
Yeah, good luck to them.
You mentioned something, Immaculate, totally unrelated, but I want to ask just to clarify something that you mentioned. Are you saying that? And no, this is not even me attacking you that you're an Arsenal fan or anything. I promise you, I'm not. I'm not trying to do that. I just want to ask a question because I already have someone in the studio looking at me with bombastic side eye. But just to ask you, you mentioned something about White having a better understanding with Bukayo Saka, which is completely understandable. But are you saying Ben White is a better right back than Kai Walker?
Not quite, not quite, but I'm just saying that if you are talking about, it's just like you bring it down to Nigeria, the Nigerian team. We have a lot of individual players when they're playing for their club. You see what it is, but when they come together, they just like it's sort of disjointed, and it's just like that with someone you spend more time playing with, and maybe Walker is not exactly a spring ticket, so I'll be looking, and then as a national fan, of course, I'll be biased. White everything.
I want to mention something that I read yesterday that will really make Sheyi happy now. Like he's already smiling. I don't know if he has an idea of what I'm about to say. I was reading somewhere that this morning I was reading that Palmer in I think 15 to 20 minutes that he played yesterday had more impact than Bukayo Saka in all of the minutes that Bukayo Saka has played in the whole competition. So what do you have to say about that, Shay? I don't know. Like I said, I know it's going to make you happy. So what do you have to say about that? Why do you think Palmer should be starting ahead of Saka?
I want to say Palmer should be starting ahead of Saka. No. I think there's a way.
Chelsea fan, we no
There's a way
get
something can
mind.
happen.
Chelsea fan, we no get strong mind.
Actually, Saka, I'm not taking anything away from Saka. Saka is actually a very brilliant footballer, very good, one of the best in the league. And but I think there is a way Southgate could have accommodated Palmer with Saka. Now, I mentioned something when I started. I said England is missing that number 10. Sincerely speaking, I watched their game. I don't see that number 10 there. That was why I was making reference to James Maddison. And if you look at the way Palmer is built, Palmer is someone that can operate in that wing. Many coaches have done this before. And for Palmer to have entered yesterday and made more impact than Saka, we all know what the media has been saying. He's hungry to go. So I think it is just all these things that accumulated together that made him put on that great performance yesterday. But that does not mean that he's better than Saka in the English team.
See this Chelsea fan, we don't get mind.
English team. In the English
team. Okay. Looks like Immaculate want to say something. Let me hear what you have to say.
No, I was just rolling my eyes at you.
Roll your eyes. But yes. That's that about that for England in the Euros. I mean, the Euros is still going on. Let's see what they will do. I think they've advanced to the round of 16 now. I don't even know who they'll be playing, but I don't know when this video will be coming out. But whoever they play, I wish them all the best. That is that about that for England and their chances in the Euros. I want us to speak about something that is really pressing on the heart of every patriotic Nigerian. I don't happen to be one of them. Okay, maybe I'm one of them, maybe. But Nigeria. No, okay, I'm a patriotic Nigerian. I'm a patriotic Nigerian. Let the world, But Nigeria languishing in. Like, are we fourth position now in that group? In that group that has Lesotho, Zimbabwe, South Africa, and Benin Republic. We have 3 draws, and we have 1 loss away to our former coach, a Benin Republic country team led by our former coach. I don't even know how I should feel really, but Sheyi, what do you think, and how do you think Nigeria can qualify? Do you think they still have a chance really of making it past that group and coming on top of that group and qualifying for World Cup 2026?
Really, I think Nigeria still has a chance, but provided we put things in order. Like the structure is not okay.
NFF
That's just
structure,
the
you mean?
reality.
NFF structure.
What do you say?
NFF structure is not okay.
Yes, it is not. It is not. Until they change their strategy, they change their orientation. Like I could remember when the judge was appointed, I was like, this is a no-no. Like from the go on, this is a no-no. Now, but if they can go in the line, people have been clamoring for foreign manager. Hopefully, they eat to the clamor of people and go for a foreign manager. Let's take this thing away from our home base. Home base manager will not help us as a country. I'm a patriotic Nigerian for real, 100. But home base manager has never helped us in recent times. Let's take away the case of Stephen Keshi, and we all remember how it ended. Now, this Nigeria team have always been a team of ego. Once these guys go outside Africa, once they go to Europe, they actually believe they are too big to be controlled. And I was telling someone one day that even Sia, we remember when Sia was the manager of Nigeria, when he was the coach of Nigeria, it didn't play out the way people expected. Now, the person that is still the best when it comes to man management, being a local coach in Nigeria, still be Austin Iguavon. Remember 2006 Super Eagles? You had the Kosha, you had the Roma, you have Kano, and he put all of them into check. Yes, he may not be the best tactically, but I think what the NFF should do is retain Austin Iguavon as the technical director and get a foreign manager. You don't need a local coach. To be frank and sincere, bringing in Amunike again, yes, that's what people are saying. Bring Amunike, bring Amunike, all because he coached in Tanzania or he coached under 17, the Golden Eagles to win the under 17 World Cup does not mean that he's going to come to the Super Eagles and make any progress. We've seen CRC before. So retain Austin Iguavon as a technical director to manage the ego of these guys. He has done it before. And the last time Austin Iguavon was the coach, we did not hear any form of some players saying they don't want to play him, although it has not been proven, or people, player coming to working on. You see pictures of players going to training, pressing phone with headphone. Like, to start with, that is a turn off. Sincerely speaking, things need to be put in place, because I believe the judge had no control over the team, and that is one of the things that contributed, apart from the fact that he's not a tactician to start with. But if we can retain Austin Iguavon, the technical director, like I said, and the foreign coach, I believe we can set up the group. It has happened before. All we just have to do is to go and get scientific calculator.
To do our plus and minus. So, Sheyi, you believe that now, in your words, Nigerian coaches, let me put you in one tight corner. Nigerian coaches are not good enough. Nigerian-based coaches are not good enough to coach the Nigerian senior national team because of the ego of the players, and you believe that a foreign tactician is the best or the solution for the dilemma that the Super Eagles have found themselves in right now. That's what you believe.
Yeah.
Okay.
Let me just add one more thing to that. Like, the first thing, when you bring in a manager, I've never been a professional football player, but I know the first thing the players will do is to go and check his track record. What is the antecedent of this man? What has he achieved? Which crop of players have he coached? Now take a look at Finidi George. The first club he coached is Enyimba, and he won a league. The league is, I don't even consider that to be a league. An average league, for crying out loud. An average league, sir. Average league. It was the third in Group A. Enyimba was the third in Group A. Then they went for one Super 6 playoff. I don't understand what that is about. Super 6 playoff, and after that, Enyimba won the league. I was in the Akure Sport Complex when Sunshine Stars hosted Enyimba the last time, and what I could make of this man, like there was no morale, no body language. Let me just use the word morale, like no ginger at all. Like I can't be a player on that field and be gingered by what the man is doing on the touchline. Funny enough, his assistant coach was the one doing his job. To the extent that this man had to yellow carded twice. So is it the kind of man, the man that is not that good, in my own opinion, for even the Nigerian league? The man we are bringing to.
Cut you off for a minute there. You said his body language. I mean, this is the same body language you will always appreciate with Carlo Ancelotti. Carlo Ancelotti, we always say he's always really calm on the touchline. He doesn't what's it called now? He just raises his eyebrow.
Okay, thank God. Okay, I wanted to say you're a Man U fan, but I think we are live now. Remember the Faggy time. Once Baba Faggy do this, then you know, like the morale of Rooney, Ronaldo, Jason, all of them just like they've just been injected with one syringe that no God knows where it comes from. Now, there is difference between you being calm on the touch line. There's another thing. What are you doing in the back room? Now, remember, I don't know if you've seen this clip when he went to one of the radios. I won't want to mention him now. One of the sports radio stations in Nigeria. We were asking him what is his tactics, and he's saying he does not believe in tactics. That once the players know what they want to do, like really, Super Eagles manager for real. Super Eagles will not be rising star as well. No. Even that alone is enough to down the morale of the players. Like, look at that manager. No.
So you believe that Finidi George was not the right candidate? Whether it was a wrong selection from from when the thought crossed the mind of the NFF chairman. Okay, that's fine. Immaculate, what do you think about what Sheyi has just said?
I do not have anything contrary to say. I quite agree with him. In fact, if I'm being honest, for the longest time, I stopped being emotionally attached to Nigerian football because the outcome. But we had a pretty good outing in during the outcome, and I wonder why um we felt the need to I'll call it like downgrade. He took a step backwards instead of forward. For a long time, we were doing all these permutations, like bringing our calculators, like I said, when we had like Raw as head coach. Yes, we didn't win any trophies, but we're winning games that we should have won. Yeah, he was able to manage the players properly, like he said. I mean, I feel like there's a way the players may have sensed and maybe there was a Nigerian factor to it, way maybe he came up to the players. It feels like he lost the dressing room and pretty much affected every other thing. I mean, where just in January, all of us were rooting and pushing, and all of a sudden the team is like falling apart. I don't have much to say. I quite agree with him that a foreign coach is what we need with pedigree and everybody will sit right. And he was saying something about structure and that I want to hammer on the NFF and the whole leadership, the appointment of coaches, welfare, the whole thing about the Nigerian football, federation has to be looked at. If we are going to like make progress and go back to our glory days, start from there, the appointment of coach and everything. I wish Nigeria all the best again. No emotions attached.
Okay. I mean, I don't even know if I should add or subtract from what you guys have just said, but I feel personally that the problem with Nigerian football is really from the top, from the NFF to the sports minister. I just feel every one of them there are not in there because they are trying to make Nigeria Nigerian football great, really. They are just there because they want Nigerian football to just be there. They are not taking the necessary steps to promote or better Nigerian football. And I think the only good thing that I can, single out from Nigerian Football Federation is the fact that our jersey deal with Nike it never falters. It is always on point. I mean, I don't understand the agreement they have with Nike, but Nike is always coming through for them with wonderful and in fact the jerseys are always in fact something something. So really, but really, like you guys rightfully said, we have a lot of problems from the top, and then I am indifferent really on the type of coach that Nigerian football needs. I don't think it's necessarily a foreign coach that would instill instill discipline in those players. I believe all of these players are professionals and they won't act this way or manner in their clubs, right? I just feel it's a coming together that is needed between these guys to sit and be like, come guys. And that's why I think that's where the captain comes in, the likes of Ahmed Musa and Schuster come like, come guys. I don't think we are being serious. I mean, what are we doing? We call ourselves this, we came second and just concluded AFCON. I mean, we can do better than this. I think it was even before AFCON we played 2 draws against I think Zimbabwe and Lesotho, if I'm correct. Right? It was before the AFCON, right? Yeah. So I feel they need talking to amongst themselves, and starting with they should first start with their star striker Victor Osimhen. But what do you think about Nigeria's starman Victor Osimhen? What do you think about the outburst that he had last week? Immaculate. What do you think? Was it last week or 2 weeks ago?
2 weeks ago, about 2 weeks ago. So, contrary to what a lot of people say, I quite understand his anger or his frustration, considering that he has always given his best, and if such a narrative was given about this person, and he had every right to address it. However, some of the words, the choice of words, and the manner with which it was done were unprofessional, as a lot of people say. A lot of people who went on to say, oh, when he had issues at Napoli, he didn't address it like so. So why did he think that he could talk to us in that manner and be disrespectful? I would say that I'm sure that he has had these moments and time to reflect on that particular action. It was obviously not the best approach, and I think there's room for him to, become better in handling such matters going forward. But it's not fair for a coach to be throwing a player under the bus. And we are talking about his reaction. Although, like Shay pointed out earlier, so everything is alleged. We are not, we were not privy to that, um, interview or whatever by Philip when he said what he was alleged to have said. But the reaction and all was a bit extreme, but I quite understand it.
Okay, so Immaculate is saying she understands Victor Osimhen. Shay, what do you think about Victor Osimhen's outburst and his reaction to things that were or were not said about him? Allegedly, is one of the most popular words used in Nigeria. Allegedly. So, what do you think about it, Shay?
I actually think that was actually unprofessional from him. This is a player that is number 8 in the world based on the last Ballon d'Or ranking. So I expected more from him. Now I'm going to the fact that you've not even seen the video. Probably somebody somewhere told you. So I'm coming on live to do that. And this is one of the hottest strikers in the market. I don't know if I'm the only one that have noticed that, apart from today, but in the last few weeks, all we've been seeing about him on social media, even if you Google search, has been Osimhen visit Olushosu, Osimhen hang out with Kubana Chief Priest. Unlike before when you be hearing news like, okay, link to Chelsea today, link to Arsenal tomorrow. I don't know. I think that thing will affect him if care is not taken. And going to the kind of manager he has now, Antonio Conte. You all know him as a no-nonsense man. Mikel Obi can bear witness of where Antonio Conte is to him. So I think that outburst is not necessary. No matter how angry you may be, even if you have sent the video, it is not necessary. You're a professional player. Top 10 in the world. No, it is not. Messi wouldn't have done that.
I mean,
Or Messi, Saka.
I hear you, Immaculate, saying you understand this angle, and but if I want to be blunt with you, if I want to be blunt with everyone that will be seeing this video, I think there is no excuse that justifies what Victor did. It was unprofessional, it was unwise, it was a very childish thing to do. Because every day, as a professional footballer, you receive insults, you receive some players even receive death threats. You won't see Cristiano pick up his phone and lay curses on a particular coach that said he is not good. I mean, Osimhen is not the most hardworking player that has ever come out of football. So, I mean, he was going on and on about saying things like nobody can tell him how to live his life. But he was being unprofessional, and he didn't even wait to confirm if that news about Finidi George showing him under the bus was true, which, like we all three have been saying, is still allegedly. there's no video that proves that Finidi George was saying, okay, Victor was or was not fit. But you just picked up your phone, started laying curses, started acting like a street urchin from under one of the bridges in Lagos State. I mean, I just expected better from.
Now you started using some interesting words now.
No. I'm being honest with you, because that display is similar to someone you would see in under one of the bridges in Lagos State. I mean, and that's if you want to be completely honest with yourself. I mean, Rashford was criticized last season. This was the same Rashford that scored over, I think, 25 goals for Manchester United 2 seasons ago. And I mean, 2 seasons ago, we couldn't play without Rashford. Manchester United, if Rashford has a sprain or is out for 2 weeks, it's a cause to be worried. And last season, there were certain games when Ten Hag would bench him. He didn't pick up his phone and lay curses on his coach and do this and do that. I mean, Nigeria were playing against South Africa. Yes, he said he spoke to Finidi, asked Finidi if he could come to camp to support the players. And Finidi said it wasn't needed. The day after the draw with South Africa, Osimhen was pictured in a club in Lagos State. Now, the question is, if Napoli loses a league match on Saturday, would Victor go clubbing on Saturday evening? That's the question we should ask ourselves. So it still boils down to the fact that Nigerian players do not really regard the Football Federation, and I mean, which is understandable because of the lack of structure, the lack of direction we have in our Football Federation. So I do not agree with Immaculate saying you understand, but then you can understand. But I do not agree with him. I think he was a very very unwise move, picking up the phone, very unprofessional, and he has no excuse. He should release an apology, and then we move on from that. Is there anything you would like to add to that? Yeah.
Yeah, I was going to come in. I was not excusing his behavior or saying like it was professional or whatever. I just that just like everything, there's room for growth. He definitely must have had a rethink after. It was a moment of irrationality, if you ask me. And he's definitely going to look at it and will probably not act that way going forward. Yes, I know that it's unlikely for stuff like this to happen on the club side. I'll take you back to Granit issue while he was at Arsenal. There was a time he was a captain, and the incident where he threw the armband, and all of that, and he had a really really bad time. But luckily for him, he was able to claw his way back to redemption, and he left the club. Although yes, we obviously the moment of madness with the Osimhen thing. I don't think you know it's going to mar his career so much. I think he can move past it, tender an apology, and there's something we are also missing. This is the first time we are having like this particular kind of issue with said player on the national team. So even while we criticize him and tell him all the things that he did wrong, I don't think we should throw away the baby with the bathwater, and hopefully everybody is better for it.
Okay. So you do want to add it to what Immaculate just said, please? Yeah, I was asking if you want to add anything to what Immaculate just said.
Yeah, I'm actually going to just re-emphasize on what she said that he needs to apologize. You all remember the case of Francis Uzor. He did come back later to apologize, and if he had apologized all this while, we wouldn't be having the discussion again. I think.
Yeah, yeah. You're right about that. You're right about that. On the final note, I just want to hear what you both think is the way forward for Nigerian football. Just very briefly, what do you think is the way forward? What do you think is the solution to Nigerian football? What do you think we can do better? What do you think we can work on to give us a little bit of direction so that at least we have to qualify for the 2026 edition. All our players would that's their peak period. Once we lose the 2026 World Cup, is till 2030. So what do you think, Shay? What do you think can be done in Nigerian football to help us move forward?
FIFA was very ready to help us to solve this problem some years back when they actually sanctioned the federal government from interfering into football activities in Nigeria until we're able to like structure that out. That's the first thing we need to structure out before we even talk about any structure to start with. We need to build a wall, like not even a thin wall, a very wide wall between the federal government of Nigeria. Yes, Nigeria is a blessed nation, and we know how wonderful our government has been. So they shouldn't come and use their horn to rob the NFF. Now, let us have the federal government, Ministry of Sport. Yes, they can always do the funding, but let them stay away from no. Because if you hear the news, they'll tell you the Ministry of Sport and the NFF appoints Finidi George. Does that make any sense? We don't hear that in other countries. So let them stay away. Until they stay away, we still keep having these babas that cannot even kick a raw egg to break, still interfering in our football matters. So that when we have the round peg in round holes, then we can move forward. But for now, only a miracle we pray for.
Okay. So Immaculate, what do you think?
Yes, that has been like our major problem. I quite agree. Structure, and that would give room for us to actually have players who have the quality, the talent, the commitment to play instead of like a quota-based thing where we have players who obviously shouldn't be there but are there because of one form of godfatherism or the other. So yes, we need that independence of the NFS from the federal government, and if we have the right structure, good crop of players, quality coaches, welfare taken care of, then that should be sorted.
Okay, my guests think we need structure in Nigerian football, and with structure comes solutions. I think, right? That's what you guys are telling me, right? Structure, solution.
Yes, yes.
And with
The
this,
foundation is what.
I hope you guys have learned that with structure, we get solution. And then I'll be bringing this episode of Analyze Sports to a close. Thank you so much, guys, for coming around. Thank you so much for honoring my invite. It means a lot. It means a lot to my viewers. Guys, you guys have heard it from my wonderful, wonderful people's mouths. Please comment, encourage my viewers so they will come. If they don't see your comments, they will come. So please comment, like, share, send to your friend and your foes. And I'll see you next time. Peace out.